The faucets on the side of our house, they used to have nuts going into the brick that holds the faucet plate really steady, and that stuff is pulled out and pulled out. There's not even a place for me to try to get a bolt in there or a screw in there to tighten it up. So I've come up with an idea. I'm just gonna make this metal plate, which will go across the top. I'll show you in just a minute. Because I'm scared if we pull that faucet off of that PEX, we're gonna have to shut our house down, all the water in the house. We'll have to cut out the drywall, reconnect new PEX. It's just a nightmare. So we could be half a day without water trying to get all that fixed. And if somehow the store was closed or they didn't have the right parts, it could be a whole day or more. So, and it's just, we've got too many hoses pulling on those faucets. So you'll see. I'm gonna show you in a minute. I'm sure that's super hot. I just needed a little piece of metal like this. So I got holes for my two anchors. I'm gonna connect that into the wall. It's not beautiful, but that should hold this ring to the wall. I could not get a screw in here because there's no brick behind it anymore. And that's the way all these faucets on my house are. From just being an older house and having lots of faucets here that pulled out. But that should hold it nice and steady, because I need to connect a third hose on here, and I just know that all these hoses pulling on it is going to be more of a problem. And even if one of those screws pulled out, I could put a bigger screw, or I could just move it and do it at a different angle. So I've got some options here. We're out here at Knob Creek having some ice cream. And it's pouring down rain. Looks like it's finally blowing over. It doesn't look like it should be raining. It's beautiful out here. Last time I got the telescope set up, in the video I needed a couple of more bolts. I needed some anchoring bolts. So I had to go to the store, and it was dark by the time I got done, so I didn't have a chance to show that it was set up. So we've enjoyed using it the last couple of nights. We've looked at the moon and just seen the craters and enjoyed that, and saw Saturn and the rings. I look forward to hopefully being able to attach my camera to the telescope so that we can show some of those images in the videos, but so far we haven't been able to. And as you can see, we've got huge storms coming in, and it looks like we're gonna have a few days of storms. So I'm about to take it back down right now. If I just had it covered better, I would leave it up. But I just didn't spend the time getting it covered well. I think I'm going to try to find one of those trash bags like you use in a 55-gallon drum, and that might be big enough to cover it. But I just hate for it to get, I just don't want it to get any moisture in the electronics or any of that stuff. Then we get a chicken that jumps out of the fence. There's one that's up under the bushes right now. I don't see it, but it was out here a minute ago. There were two of them. And so one of them, I ran it around over on this side and caught it and clipped its wings so that it can't get out anymore. So now the one that's in the bushes, I need to catch it and do the same thing. I see that other bird is back out of the bushes again, if we can catch her. So the first chicken ran over here and then started trying to run directly into the fence to try to get through. So it's kind of easy to catch. This one ran all the way around the fence, so I need to close up this gap and then I can try again later. But now when it gets to here, I should be able to catch it. I need to put some feed in the chicken coop down in the field, so maybe when I get back, that chicken will be out here again. Okay, stay steady. Whoa. Don't want her to get hurt. You've had your wings clipped a long time ago. Some people say clip one wing because it throws them off balance when they try to fly. But I've had too many times where clipping one wing didn't work. So I clip both wings. And as long as we're not hitting this kind of arm right here, their wing, you know, their wing goes to about here where it would bleed and it would hurt. So I'm really careful not to hit that part. All we're cutting is just feathers, and feathers don't have any nerves in them. I think the greenhouse is going to be one of these projects that's going to take quite a few videos to get it done. This ground is actually uphill on this side, goes downhill, and also goes downhill back that way. So I need to do some grading and get it level. There's some posts. If we want it to be really secure from heavy winds and things, we need to put up some posts and some cables. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that right away. It's probably something I could do also later, add on. I think there's some baseboards to put in on the perimeter. I haven't gone through all the instructions yet, but there's a lot of preparation work before we just set up the kit. So here we go this morning. I'm gonna stake it out this morning and start taking some of the grass away and reusing it in some of these other areas. You know, I still have the area by the house. When I was doing the back porch here, I had done a swale and have a good water flow around the house now. Also, these ruts where the trenches were dug to run the wire down to the solar panels, they haven't really grown back in very well yet, so I'm going to put a little bit of grass there too. And then even the picnic shelter could use a little more grass. So there might not be enough grass. So I've got 3 stakes in. I'm just using tape measures right now and not string because I just want to get the basic shape. Here's my other stake over here. And this tape is checking the squareness, and the squareness is not exact. It's good. To check square is pretty easy. If you remember a triangle that's 3, 4, 5, that will check squareness. So if I measure 3 feet down this way, 4 feet down this way, then the angle across should be 5 feet long. And if it's not, then I just adjust one of these legs until the measurement's correct. So that's what my triangle is doing here. And I'm just putting in some stakes, like I said, just to give a rough idea for my grading. So this is how big it's gonna be if you just imagine the rest of the square or the rectangle. But it's 20 feet wide, 30 feet long. Maybe once it's built, it'll feel big, because I know it's just as wide as the picnic shelter is, and the picnic shelter feels pretty big inside. So maybe it'll be very spacious. Well, it got a good start before the rain, but it seems like it's really rolling in now. See if I can run in here and stomp down these pieces of sod that I cut. I already put in this much right here. So I got this wheelbarrow load. Let's put that in before I started to pack up, but then the rain stayed slow. So I stayed out here in the rain. It was a very light rain and kept on going and got a whole lot more done. So I had an area that looked like this going all the way up the yard to there. And I filled in this much, and also over this way where you can see it here, I filled in that. Up here at the house, I filled in 95% of all of this. So you can see I started here and filled all this in. I could put a few pieces right here. I should. Also, I put one row of grass from here to here. And I think next time I'm going to contour the ground here more the way it's going to be permanently, and then probably fill in some grass here.